What's up guys, xHOUNDISHx here, and today I'm going to be doing a guide on how to defeat Aksis, the final boss of the Wrath of the Machine raid. So presumably you will have done the final encounter, and you'll have learned a lot about the captain spawns as well as the servitors and the Siva charges. A lot of that is going to apply here as well. So you'll need to have 2 people on the left hand side of the room, 2 people dead in the center of the room, and 2 on the right. You'll start out on your side of the room, clear the shanks, and mostly focus on staying alive. The boss will fire a Siva AoE effect around you randomly, so make sure to stay out of those. After a moment, 3 random players in the team will get an empowered buff, and when this happens you need to ensure that 1 empowered player is located at each side of the room. For example, if you have 2 empowered players on one side of the room, the team will have to rotate accordingly so that you have 1 empowered and 1 non-empowered player in each given area. This is going to be super important to getting this engagement done. So as the empowerment buff appears, you'll also have captain spawn on the left, middle and right side of the room from the doors. You need to kill these rapidly with your supers and heavies just like you did in the previous encounter, and each one will drop a cannon which corresponds to the servitor which spawns immediately after. There are arc, solar and void servitors, and the players in each area need to call out which servitor is on their side, and the players with the corresponding cannon elements need to move to those areas and take out the servitor by firing the cannon and holding the trigger until it's destroyed. Each servitor will drop a Siva charge upon death, which the other player on that side needs to pick up and fire at the boss to remove his shield. Note that only players with the Scorch Cannon need to move around the different areas at this point, and as the boss's shields drop, the empowered players need to ensure that they are on the correct side. Remember that you will have already decided the position of each empowered player at the start of the phase. At this point, the boss is going to teleport either to the left, right, or one of 2 positions in the center of the room. The players who are empowered at this point need to wait on their side of the room and jump above him when he spawns and hold down X or square, depending on which console you're on, to slam him, which will enable the other players on the team to do damage with normal weapons. At this point everybody needs to DPS, but the empowered buff will start to move between different players, so while you're DPSing him, you need to ensure that players who are empowered are occupying one of the spawn points for the boss so that when he teleports you can be ready to slam. You're literally going to have less than 5 seconds to slam him when he teleports, otherwise you're going to fail this, so the communication is pretty critical. He's going to teleport 3 times per damage phase, so everybody on the team will need to stay consistent and be in the correct positions at the right times. You're going to need to take at least a quarter of his health per cycle to get this done. After his last teleport in each phase, he's going to go back to his normal position and he'll generate Siva mites, which we all know will wipe the team. So at the very back of the room there are 4 columns. Each time you do a sequence you'll need to jump on one of these to survive. Each time you use a platform, it will permanently vanish afterwards, so ensure you go either far right or far left first, and then use them one after the other, as you'll need to complete this sequence 4 times to get him killed. After the Siva mites vanish, you just need to repeat everything you've just done until you get his health right down. Remember that the empowerment of players and spawn locations of servitors are totally random on each round, so again, keep the communication up and you should be okay. When you finally take his health down enough and it's time for the kill, he's going to spawn back at the top of the room, and you need to absolutely shred him to take down all of his health and get that kill. Ensure that you're using your tethers and damage buffs as much as possible and you'll manage to take him down. I'd say that a team of 370 overall are going to be very capable of completing this encounter. So there you go guys, that is how you can kill Aksis, the final boss of the Wrath of the Machine raid. This is a day 1 guide, so people will tighten up the mechanics and kind of methods to getting this done, but this is, you know, the way to do it right now. If you guys want to get in there and kill this guy, then hopefully this information will have helped you out, and if it has, a like below is always appreciated. Let me know in the comments how you're getting on with the raid or any awesome loots that you got. I got some pretty awesome loots, and I have to say it was a really fantastic raid. I really enjoyed it. I like how they switched things up, you know, it was a different experience. Nothing we've had as far as Destiny raids so far have been anything like this, so that's really cool. Anyway guys, have an awesome time inside of the Wrath of the Machine raid, and for now you guys have an awesome day.